Hey there people, check out this video. It's all about the Master Key experience. I hope you like it.
Hi Jen, thanks for joining us. Could you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi guys, thank you so much for having me. Appreciate you both. My name is Jen Dilks. I live in Frederick, Maryland. That's in the United States. And it's about an hour drive northwest of Washington, D.C. You guys know about Washington, D.C., where the White House is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're about an hour drive from there.
What is the MKE?
It's more than just a course or something like you guys are learning things in school. It's more like a self-discovery experience. So everybody who takes the course actually is going through self-discovery where they're learning about themselves more than trying to learn about something that's out there in the world. It's more about learning about who we are, who we naturally are, how we were naturally created. But it's always cool that we can keep growing and learning and improving things, right? So sometimes some of the what we call conditioning of the outside world, like what you think such and such says to do or the cool kids in school are doing, sometimes isn't what you might want to do. So it's kind of learning how to trust yourself and your inner knowing, like your inner gut, like that inner voice that you have, trusting your heart and doing what makes sense for you.
Why did you do the Master Key experience?
Why did I do the Master Key experience? Well, I first started the experience or the course back in September 2016. And at that time, I had been working at my same company, in a biotech kind of science company, for 22 years. Oh my goodness. Doesn't even seem like that old. Don't even feel like I'm 22, huh? But anyway, I had several different jobs along the way, but you know how sometimes you start getting bored with things? Like say you guys are playing a game for a while and you kind of start getting bored. Well, for me, I started kind of losing, or I just kind of wasn't quite as happy as I used to be or feeling fulfilled. And I felt like there was something more. There was something more out there, but I really didn't know what it was. And then I happened to be looking on the internet at some things and searching up some stuff. And I saw this video that Mark Januszewski was putting out there that talked about the Master Key and talked about going through a program where you can rediscover that youthful spirit that both of you have and display so naturally. So that's what kind of drew me to it. And then since then, I've taken it every year since. And then I also became what's called a guide. You actually are partnered up with a guide and a tribe or a group of people. And so you're doing things on your own. You're mentally thinking about things, but then you're also interacting with other people, which is really cool. It's fun. It's exciting. You make a lot more progress when you're working with other people and can bring you a lot of peace of mind. And then you get to connect with people. That's the whole other part about the Master Key experience is it's your own self-discovery. And the way that the program is set up, it's a very safe, nurturing environment where you feel comfortable exploring and discovering new things. And no one's going to like poke fun at you, or there's no bullies in the Master Keys. And it's just a great environment to learn and grow and explore. And then from that, I have friends that I'm still talking to now that I met 5 years ago, people in Sweden and Denmark, and then all across the United States. Number one thing all about the Master Key is learning about our thoughts and the kind of thoughts that pop in our mind. And first, we got to first become aware of them. And then once we're aware of them, throughout the course, you learn how to direct them or keep the ones you like, exchange the ones you don't like, and let other ones just pass right on through. So you're really learning how to think. And when we're in regular, like traditional school, we don't really get taught that kind of stuff. We learn more about, the capitals of states and countries and where things are and things like that. But we don't actually learn how to think. So that is what this program really is. The whole basis of it is all about your thoughts. And once you know how to do that, the whole world is open, got a wide open window to the world to do anything that you want to do, and direct your thoughts. When you direct them, there are no limits. So it's really exciting. And speaking of that, we also learn about how to have what we call no opinions. So you know how everybody has like I said, oh, I had an idea about this and I had an idea about that. That's great. But at the same time, sometimes our minds, or we can get too wrapped up in what other people think about us. When what I've learned from the Master Keys is to trust my heart and trust my inner self. And yeah, it's great when people like what we say and we get along and things like that. But it's really cool when people have different kind of ideas, and then we can collectively become an even better idea together. The other piece that we learn how to do, and it took me a while to learn this, it's what's called being the non-judgmental observer. So you're basically like observing your environment, you're observing your own thoughts, you're observing that cool hat that somebody's wearing right now. And I'm just noticing that it's red right now. That's it. I'm just noticing that it's red. And when we can just observe things and not make any judgments on it, like your dad was just talking about, it's very powerful. And also the way the program is set up, it's not Mark Januszewski and Davine, it's not them telling us what to think. They have a program laid out of the exercises that we do, kind of, you know how we like lift weights or we want to swim in the pool. Those are like physical exercises. Well, this class, you do a lot of mental exercises. So those are very important to follow and do. But as far as what we think about them, that's totally up to us. And that's the marvelous thing about it. And when we do that, we rediscover that useful spirit that you guys are always showing us.
Could you tell us a little bit about habits, Jen, and how they are implemented into the MKE and how important you think they are?
Yes. So during the course, you definitely learn all about habits. And one of the things I didn't realize at first were some of the habits that I had. I didn't even, whether they were good or bad or not, I was just doing things automatically and wasn't always aware of them. So one thing we learned through the Master Key, we're studying two main books. One is called The Master Key System by Charles Hamel, and the other one is called The Greatest Salesman by Og Mandino. And in that Greatest Salesman, we're reading things every day.
Was there a special moment of personal change in the Master Key experience that you'd really stood out for you?
Wow, that's a great question. I would actually say learning to be the objective observer. I really didn't understand what that even meant when they first started talking about it. It was kind of confusing for me at first. And I just kept with it, kept doing the exercises. And then finally, I was in a conversation with my one sister, and we were just chatting. And then all of a sudden I was like, ooh, I was in the conversation, but I was listening to her a lot more closely than I used to. And the other thing is that I'm a super emotional person. I love to be happy, and most of the time I am, but sometimes I can get sad, right? Sometimes things happen in life that make us either sad or upset or a little frustrated. And in the past, before the Master Key, I would start kind of feeling bad about it, that I felt bad. But now I can look at it, what I would say objectively. Oh, I'm a little disappointed about this. Oh, I didn't, I don't know, I'm playing golf. Oh, I missed my shot, or I didn't hit it as well as I wanted to. No worries. It was just a shot. That's all. I'm just going to play and take the next shot. So learning to not be so involved in that moment, but be able to separate yourself out from it helps you see things more objectively.
Is the MKE a self-help course, and have you done any other self-help courses?
That's a great question. So I usually call that like personal development, and I've definitely done that pretty much my whole life. The Master Key is an environment where you can keep growing and learning about yourself versus someone else, like a teacher in traditional school is showing or telling us what to learn, and then we take a test and see if we know what they told us. Here there is no test. The only test is how well or how much we want to grow for ourselves. And then the more we learn about ourselves, the more enjoyable the more fun we can have, the more connection we can have with people, the more progress we make in life, like the more comfortable we feel with ourselves. And then we can, wow, shine our own light and interact so much better with everybody else around us. The whole Master Key movement, the more it continues to grow and the more people learn about it, we can become more what we call you learn in the program, a self-directed thinker. So you're thinking more for yourself about what's really important to you in life and what you would like to contribute to life and the people around you versus teachers or a government agency or some other outside force. We have all the answers actually inside of us. It's just enough to allow us to trust that and go forward with it. It's one of the foundational principles of the Master Key experience that anyone who's sharing the information, like Mark Januszewski or Davine or any of the presenters or any of the guides, they're never going to tell anyone what to think and how to think. But what we do help people with is staying engaged in the exercises to help you learn. First, become aware of the thoughts that are in your mind, and then you get to choose. Do you want to keep those? You want to keep some of them, or would you like to exchange some out? And then you learn how to basically reprogram. It's learning how to use your brain, to be blunt. It's learning how you think and how your brain works. And those kind of things we don't typically learn in a traditional school.
Would you say it's learning the truth?
Oh, I love that. I love how you guys said that. Oh my goodness. Absolutely. I would say it is learning your own personal truth. And that's the most amazing thing, is that it's your truth. You know, Adam has his own truth, Jackson has his own truth, and your dad has his own truth. And they're all great. That we all really not meant to be exactly the same. Yeah, we have a lot of similarities, but we have a lot of unique things about ourselves, and we should let that shine. We should let our uniqueness shine bright.
And so what would you say about people coming into the course about that skepticism and you know, shyness and that sort of thing?
First of all, I would say that's very natural.
Lots of self-help courses can say, well, and we know that this isn't a self-help course, we know it's unique, but lots of other courses could say it's a comfortable place, you make lots of friends, and which we do in the Master Key as well. But I guess what's the uniqueness about this in regards to that?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say from my experience, I had my own skepticism. The difference with this Master Key system is you learn how to make it stick, because you're not focused on the outside activities that you're doing at first. You focus on what you're thinking. You change your thinking first, then the outside activities basically start matching what your thinking is. But all the other self-help sort of category of courses focus mostly on the activities that you're doing. And they're not helping people learn how to change what we call the blueprint or your thoughts. And unless you change your thoughts, it's going to slide back every time. So no one's in there telling you what to think. So you got to give yourself permission to explore. In general, most things are focused on the results. And the only way to really change the results is, like you're saying, is go back upstream to what our behaviors are. And even further upstream, again, goes to our thoughts. So it always starts with our thoughts. then we can actually change our behavior, and then our results or our outside world changes. You know, whether lose weight or write a book or whatever it is that you want to do. But until you believe in your mind that you can actually eat healthy and continue that and change your lifestyle, until you repeat it enough in your mind that you reprogram your actual thoughts and what your blueprint is, those outside things are not going to change. So to me, this, of all the programs I've ever done, this is the only one that has shown me how to redirect my thoughts and reprogram my blueprint. And as a result, I have different things on the outcome.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss a video. See ya!